$1 billion bilateral currency swap agreement. Now, that is intended to help Indian companies access foreign capital markets at better rates. The person who's tracking this is my colleague Nivita. She's joining us with much more on this. Nivita, take us through what this entire deal is about, as well as how it's really going to be aiding companies doing business.
That's right. The Prime Ministers of India and Japan have concluded a bilateral currency swap agreement, and that's to the tune of $75 billion. Now, this represents an increase of about 50% over the last currency swap arrangement that had existed between India and Japan. Now, the basic goal of a currency swap arrangement like this is to help bring in greater stability to foreign exchange markets as well as capital markets. So now this facility is likely to help India tap into much needed foreign capital as and when the need arises. Now, perhaps more importantly, this should also help in bringing down the cost of capital for many Indian companies that are trying to access foreign capital markets. Now, in fact, the government has also made it quite clear that in order to encourage investment, particularly to the infrastructure sector, the Reserve Bank of India will address the resolution on hedging requirements as well. Now, this, of course, comes in the context of a sharp depreciation that we've seen in emerging market currencies pretty much from the start of the year, as well as the flight of capital that we've seen away from emerging markets like India. In fact, foreign investors have withdrawn a record 90,000 crore rupees from Indian markets so far, and that number could very well cross the 1 lakh crore mark as well by the end of the year. So clearly, this $75 billion currency swap arrangement can be seen as yet another step by the government to try and contain the kind of current account deficit risks that we're seeing, as well as the rupee volatility.
All right, thanks for taking us through that, Nivrita, really telling us about some of the key strengthening elements of bilateral ties, as well as the important agreements that have been taken so that that India and Japan can really do much more business for important deals.